Hey everybody. So, in the fashion of the old dual review show that I did with RJ, I miss RJ by the way, but in that fashion, I kind of wanted to showcase this. So this is called Building Stories. Okay, uh, you could probably read it a little bit better. Building Stories. Okay, and this was showcased at my local comic shop, Fat Moose Comics, by the owner, Sean Hendricks, in a segment that he calls "Why the hell is this still here?" Right? So he was looking, he was going around his shop, finding things that he was like, "Why is this still here? This should have been sold. This is an awesome product." And so he explained what this was, and when I saw that segment, I was like, "I need to have this. This is awesome." I then told him, "Hey, can you put this aside?" And then I didn't pick it up for like months because I was getting comics, and there was an auction where I won some Flash Gordon stuff like this. I was actually really excited. This is like the one thing I wanted. There. Can you see that better? I love this poster. So a lot of things happened where I didn't get this. Okay, but I finally picked it up. Okay, so let me tell you about Building Stories. It comes in this big box that will suck when I try and put it on a shelf because it has to go with my games, I guess. But that's gonna be weird. Here's the back. Oops, can you see that? There you go. Okay, and it's done by the illustrator right here, Chris Ware, which is nice. And it tells the story, from what I understand, because I haven't read any of this yet, of a building, a specific tenant in the building who is a one-legged woman, and bees. And I don't know how everything's connected. I mean, obviously, the tenant in the building you kind of understand where they're going to connect, but maybe the bees just kind of fly around. I don't know. And this atypical storytelling, visual storytelling, kind of reminds me of the atypical storytelling of another project read that I have to do, which is called The House of Leaves. Okay? And I know I'm breaking off of what this is, but this is another curiosity that I have yet to tackle because it just seems so intimidating because it has empty spaces, very poetic kind of thing, but then you have these kind of, almost clinical type writing, and then you have boxes of backwards text, right? With some of this is upside down. Oops, I don't know if you can read that. There you go. So this is the actual orientation, but this writing is all upside down, and it's just hard. Like, I picked this up, I was like, okay, let's get started, and then I was like, I should probably read some simpler things because I got a queue of books to read, and books that I haven't finished reading. So let's go back into Building Stories here. Let me just move the mouse out of my face, which you can't see. So the first thing that I saw when I opened this up, and it was packaged really nice, and Sean Hendricks wanted to see the inside of it because he hasn't in a very, very, very long time. So I cracked it all open with the world's dullest knife. Dude, sharpen your knife. I mean, he had this flip thing and it was trying to cut plastic. It was ridiculous. So this is the first thing I saw, and it reminded me the cover art, because not a lot of things have cover art, but this one did. It reminded me of like a birthday card or something. And this is a story about the bees. Okay, it's an actual little pamphlet book. Okay, no official back, but it definitely got a front. One of the few things that do. Then it's got like these. This is a little flip book, like a Sunday cartoon type Garfield flip book. If you remember those books were kind of, it had like 2 or 3 of the lengthy panels, but it was a relatively thin book. But there's that. You have these single long stories, front and back, and again, there's no indication on where to start reading. Like, do I start here and go this way? Do I start here and go this way? Are they completely different tales? I don't know. Haven't read it. Here's another one. Another long one. Front and back. Okay, then we got to this one, which is like those golden books that you read as a child. It's got the gold thing here, and when you open it up, it's kind of flush. It's cut like so perfectly that it's hard to open. But if you open it up, see? But this is some very dense, kind of claustrophobic reading, if you could see. So this is going to be interesting. One thing that I did notice is the edge here kind of got messed up. But I think that if I take a hot gun, you know, a hot air gun and some tweezers and really try and focus that and then get some glue, I can fix it, I think. But I have to kind of be careful with it until I do. Okay. You have pamphlets like such. And again, no cover. You know, I assume that it's going to be read right to left to right. Sorry, I know my directions. I assume it's going to be read left to right, but I don't actually know. Here's another pamphlet, and I think another one. Yep, this one has. I guess that counts as a front, but then it's kind of got the same thing on the back. So can I read it? Can I read it this way? You know, the one says disconnect, the other one says browsing. So do I read it this way or do I read it this way? I don't know. I don't know. And another pamphlet. Okay. Now let's start getting into the really strange stuff. Here's a book. I mean, I know that's not strange, but the strange stuff comes soon. But again, no front, right? So I don't know if I'm supposed to read it this way, which is wrong, or this way, which is everything looks right side up. Bam. Just a bunch of pages. This will be fun. This is a newspaper for the bees. And it's this is one page, but there are newspapers in here with multiple pages. This is one page. Don't know what that's about. Oh, this one's hard to get out. I don't want to fuck it up. Mess it up. There we go. This is printed on newspaper paper. Newspaper paper. Again, no front. I mean, that's kind of what alarms me the most is a lot of these things don't have fronts. You know, like titles to the story that you're reading. Here's the actual newspaper. This is the most awkward kind of, because I guess I'm supposed to sit on my couch, you know, reading it like a news. Let me turn this around. Reading it like a newspaper, you know, just sitting there with my kid running around like, hold on, I gotta see what's happening in the world today. Because people read newspapers still instead of getting all their information from Facebook. Trying to make sure that's kind of closed nice. I am a little worried about messing this up. Okay, there you go. And then the last thing in here is like a game board. And luckily it doesn't like fold out this way and then fold out this way, because those always break. But this one, you know, folds out into fourths this way. And it feels like you can play a board game on it, but I don't see any rules or anything. So I guess it's just another story. And I'm excited to read it. So there you go. There's Building Stories. An atypical art installation for visual storytelling. And let me just stuff all this stuff back. Do one of those things. These will fit nicely up here. And so yeah, I just really wanted to show this off and thank Sean Hendricks for holding on to this for as long as he did, because I kept not picking it up. I was like, I'll get that next week. You know, I'm sure it gets old. One of the things that I have an issue, well, it's not really an issue, it's my own damn fault. I tend to manhandle things, and here. I went to go pick this up, right? And I grabbed it like this, just like this, and as soon as I lifted it up to where it was off of its own weight, so like this, one-handed, I heard it crack, I felt the crack, and right along here, you see, that's all, it actually goes all the way down to here. I just tore this open, which sucks. But that's what you get for putting this in something that won't fit on my bookshelf. So there you go. There's Building Stories. I'm looking forward to cracking it open, checking it out, And it was kind of fun doing this. I haven't done a dual review type thing in a very, very long time. So that's it. Yeah. This is where I get my gun and fire it at the camera, but without RJ, that seems disingenuous. So, all right, bye.